The following text is taken from a press release published by Salvo on the 1st of July 2026.
Press release for immediate release, 1st July 2026. Salvo Scotland raises constitutional concerns over SSEN's and SPEN's energy infrastructure planning and community engagement.
Salvo Scotland has issued a formal objection to Scottish and Southern Electricity Networks, SSEN, and Scottish Power Energy Networks, SPEN, citing serious constitutional and public law concerns about the company's current approach to transmission grid planning, infrastructure delivery, and community engagement across Scotland. The letters, addressed to senior SSEN and SPEN leadership, argue both monopoly controllers' conduct is incompatible with the Claim of Right Act 1689, a constitutional statute affirming that the people of Scotland are sovereign and that any authority exercising power over Scotland's land must do so with the consent of the people. Major infrastructure without democratic consent. Salvo states that large-scale transmission corridors, substations, battery energy storage systems and associated industrial developments are being advanced without meaningful community consent, despite their significant impact on local environments, landscapes, and community futures. Many of these developments are designed primarily to facilitate the export of electricity outside Scotland, often without direct benefit to the communities hosting the infrastructure or to the wider Scottish public. Salvo argues that this approach is incompatible with both the Claim of Right Act 1689, which prohibits the exercise of arbitrary power over Scotland's people and land, and Article 11 of the European Convention on Human Rights, which protects the right of individuals and communities to participate in decisions affecting them. Concerns about transparency and accountability. The organization highlights several areas of concern in monopoly providers' current practices. Opaque and shifting planning processes. Prioritization of large industrial interests over local needs. Insufficient transparency in decision-making. Lack of meaningful engagement with affected communities. Monopoly control over essential national infrastructure without adequate accountability. Salvo argues that when a monopoly provider can delay, obstruct, or reshape the energy future of entire communities without democratic consent, it is acting outside the bounds of lawful constitutional obligations. The Claim of Right, a constitutional obligation. The Claim of Right Act 1689 remains in force and was reaffirmed by the Scottish Parliament in 2012 and 2016. It establishes that the people of Scotland are sovereign. Governance must be accountable to them, and arbitrary or unaccountable power is constitutionally prohibited. Salvo states that both SSEN and SPEN's current approach does not meet this standard. Formal request to SSEN and SPEN. Salvo has requested a formal statement from both explaining how the monopoly controllers intend to align planning, engagement, and infrastructure delivery with Scotland's constitutional obligations under the Claim of Right Act 1689. Statement from Salvo Scotland. A spokesperson for Salvo said, SSEN and SPEN hold extraordinary influence over Scotland's energy future. With that influence comes constitutional responsibility. Large-scale infrastructure cannot be imposed on communities without transparency, accountability, and democratic consent. The claim of right is not symbolic, it is a constitutional safeguard. These providers must now demonstrate how its practices comply with it.